Hello Galactic family. Many of you already access their higher dimensions of consciousness, and the vast majority of you have problems with this. They lack a better understanding of what happens, and many are bombarded with false and tendentious explanations that only worsen the situation. The vast majority is wrong explanations. Many feel embarrassed, isolate themselves from their relationships, and a large number are still treated as patients, worsening the situation. You are wonderful beings, centered in love chakra and endowed with multiple consciousnesses. You are going through a transformation process at various levels, including the way of thinking. It is difficult to understand how your crown chakra is linked to mental and rational plan. In this plan, many thought forms interact in their reasoning. Are true people within you struggling to be heard? You will learn to think with feelings, and this transformation is possible only through love. They will start to feel these thought forms and interact with them by feeling, to make their decisions. Will be multiple feelings in harmony, as in telepathic communication. The two things will happen in parallel, the telepathic ability and the move to new thinking. Similarly, your other consciousness dimensions act in you as thought forms, are other people who talk to her I, other selves. From the most basic to the higher chakras, each has its voice in your conscience. Learn to internally talk to each voice of your conscience, listen to your inner and look upon this as normal. Their society banned them this because they want to be free. He has this something crazy to keep them slaves. Release and hold discussions internally without fear. Do not allow this as to play down the carpet its own being, its most notable ideas, its greatest asset. Do not let yourself be flattened to this flat ground where you live your society. Rise up and become the gods you are. Allow yourself to be divine and happy, open your heart inside and out, love each other truly accepted in this full divinity. It is no longer the time of shame and repression. Their hospices are already crowded with beings that are not recognized, which were wrongly treated and crushed the social floor. Only listening to can learn to differentiate their inner voices, recognize where it comes from each of them, including those that are not yours, and those that come from repressed desires in his unconscious. This is the true life, is the preparation for entry to higher dimensions, the real start of their race. You can live in several worlds simultaneously, just to listen inside. Learn and see this as normal. Differentiate your material plane and others without belittling each chakra and each plan. The top does not exist without the bottom, and if there is lower in you is because you have not one. Look upon the conscience of each chakra, from the root, which is fighting for its survival, and that has the instinct of sex. Understand that sex is spirituality, live it without fear and repression, as it is the driving spring of your consciousness to higher levels. Let go of all these prejudices that played on top of you, fully live its interior and its exterior and be happy.